What is here with the second episode of DaiDreams. Before I introduce my special guest for today's episode, I just want to post and comment and subscribe. I'm so glad episode. Today's episode is called Daddy's Girl. And really quick, I want to introduce my special guest. She's so close to me. And my sister, Tatiana Whitt. Can you please introduce yourself and tell the people who you are?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But which camera? It doesn't matter. But I always say I'm just a small girl who serves a big God.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, 21.
Mhm.
Gonna get married in March.
Yes.
I have a brand called Go University.
Mhm.
I'm working on that, trying to get the logistics for it. But that's me. And I'm
Yeah.
a student.
I love it. I love it. Did you graduate?
I graduated with my associate's degree from Georgia State, and I'm working on my bachelor's.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and hop right on in. I chose Daddy's Girl for a reason. I feel like as we have grown with each other in Christ, as women, as just human beings in general, we have talked about a lot of things dealing with our dads. I feel like we have similar stories. And I want both of us to kind of like answer this question, but I want you to go first. How has you and your dad's relationship impacted you, good or bad? And before you answer that question, I always tell my guests, we're not doing surface level. We're going to go deep.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because surface level doesn't help the people. And I feel like we have a lot of people who do not have dads that are a part of their lives, or maybe do and maybe are not there. Or maybe they're there, but they're not able to grow in that relationship because maybe the dad is not there to understand or hear or even in a place to understand who their child is. Although it's a Daddy's Girl episode, I want my men to be able to relate to this as well.
Okay. So, like I say, good, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Or bad. Yeah.
Good in good ways. I think he molded my standards. Like I don't know how to settle for less. Like I'm always like, okay, what's next? Like I don't do bare minimum for men, but it can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't give people grace in the same token. It standards. I mean, it made me kind of like I won't say like high class, like bougie, nothing like that. But I move different. I don't get moved by. Well, before I was engaged, I didn't get moved by a dude just saying, "Oh, I like you, you're cute." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, cause my dad was a little player. He still is a player.
Yeah.
So it molded me to be like different. You know what I'm saying? Not just so floozy or just cream. You know what I'm saying? I don't go for just anything. Bad ways. I mean, you gotta go deep.
Yeah.
It messed up my confidence at the same time. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? He always dealt with different women. He always was there emotionally for different women, and he just never was there for me in certain ways. Like I didn't see him be emotional with me. I didn't see him, tell me like you're special.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant. So when I got, in a relationship, a serious relationship, I'm like, okay, I'm beautiful. I'm your only one, but what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
I didn't have nobody to tell me what that meant.
Yeah.
Tell me what it meant to be a daughter. I know it's a weird thing to say out loud, like, oh, I think I'm learning, but I don't.
Wow.
No. So
Yeah.
Then that messed up with my identity. Like, who am I?
Yeah.
If I can't be a daughter, or if you don't appreciate me as a daughter, your child, then who am I as a human?
Yeah.
What does Tatiana mean to the world?
Yeah. That's. I think, my dad, before I was born, he went to jail for 10 years. It was very weird in the beginning for me because you're talking about somebody who grew up in a household with a single woman, didn't even know what a dad was for a long time until I was visiting him, and I'm like, okay, this is my dad. Like, okay. And even when he got out of jail, it was hard to call him dad.
Yeah.
And when such a weird transition because you're talking about a man who's trying to be, is trying to be committed, trying to invest, trying to even learn who his daughter is. And I remember our car rides, he was like, "You're gonna have to call me. You got to start calling me by my name." And I'm just like, I don't even know who you are, you know. And so the weird part is that even growing up, woman, I gravitate towards men who didn't want me. That was kind of weird. It was like I gravitated towards my trauma, or I gravitated towards was hurting me.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense.
men that I dated that was like solely investing to me, I'm just like, If you were like barely there or barely involved, it's like, I want
like
you.
that.
And I'm pretty sure
yeah.
even men can even relate to that. Like, I don't know what it is. It's weird when it comes to trauma. It's like you gravitate towards something that's not really fully invested into you. And so it looked a lot like silence for me. I didn't express myself because I didn't know how to. There would be times when my dad would like say certain things and I would just shut out. We would get off the phone and I would feel like I left a lot of sentences incomplete.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we both like, I didn't know what to say. Like, how do I start?
Yeah.
And so even giving my life to Christ, I'm just like, it gotta get better. Like, I can't. It was like, God, I have this desire for this relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like, how am I staying with my dad? He's there, but he's not really there.
Yeah.
That's weird. We walking past each other. You know what I'm saying? You checking in, but you're not really checking in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so I would literally, like, when I stayed with him, his room was upstairs, mine was downstairs. We had like, it was almost like 2 separate households. And I would be in my room, in my pillow, and he would be upstairs thinking that everything was okay. And also, just a side note, I would put on this persona that everything was okay. Yeah. I think we both do that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that, yeah, very good at, like, and would kind of okay. And so there were so many times where we just walked past each other and it did so much damage to me as a woman. I think it affected me as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter. I wouldn't learn how to be vulnerable. I wouldn't learn how to just be me. I feel like everything was just underneath the rug because I wasn't allowing the person who I feel like is supposed to pour into me as a little child. You get what I'm saying? It was just so many layers. And so I feel like now I'm able to express those things because I noticed that that baggage can't come with me. And so I want to kind of jump into our next question, which is, how do you deal with the trauma, the pain, the not feeling heard, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Because it's a lot. You get what I'm saying? Like, I remember, you know, there were times we were on the phone, like, for me, like, crying, like, you know, like, this man don't hear me. He don't see me. Like, we in the same room.
Your friend, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then it's almost like for them, it would be like, it's okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, or there are times where, you know, other people can see things on social media like, oh my God, your dad always there. I mean, we're going to talk about it. Yeah. Your dad is always there. He always at the cheerleading games.
Yeah.
But he don't know that I'm mentally, like, broken.
Yeah, by you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting next to you.
Yeah, I'm still right next to you. You don't even know.
My God.
Crying on the inside.
Yeah, dying. I would say now, like, completely transparent, like, I don't know how to feel as a daughter. I feel like I'm being taught how to be a daughter, like, with God, though. Like,
wow.
I don't know how to do it for my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it works. But I know how to submit to God, and I'm sure with my relationship with him, I will become a better daughter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or try to understand what it means to be a daughter to my earth dad, my dad. You know
yeah.
Mentally, that's what I do. Spiritually, that's what I do. But I journal now. Mm-hmm. And I don't journal to just like vent. Like, you know, I'm journaling to figure out why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes it leaves you like loops, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I keep going back to the same problem. I'm like, my childhood trauma, like, I keep going to the same parts, and I try to dig and, you know, go back to like what happened, like what made me feel how I feel now. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing was abandonment. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an issue of him not being there or providing. It's that you didn't take the time to like, I don't know, make me feel as though I was alive.
Yeah.
Like I was a part of this world.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not just like I'm like a mere human, like just
Yeah.
a regular person, you know,
Yeah.
off the street. Like I'm somebody that I don't know if it's intentionally, but you had a baby,
Yeah.
a woman,
Yeah.
and I came from that.
Yeah.
That takes more than just saying I'm gonna buy this for you, or pay for your dues, or like buy you food, or give you like a place to stay. Like it takes, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Or it takes, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I may have messed up in the past. I may have done you wrong 10 times over, but let me try to be here. The least I can do is I'm gonna talk to you.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I think I was, if it's okay to tell.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I was in like 10th grade, and I was in the kitchen. I had like mute, like I just wasn't talking to nobody. I don't know if it's 10th grade. It was in high school, middle school. I just wasn't talking to them. I wasn't talking to my brothers. I wasn't talking to my mama. I was just like quiet. I'll take my shower, go in the room, lock my door, go to sleep, go to school. That's it.
Yeah.
And one time I came in the kitchen, I'm thinking everybody gone, so I'm like, this is my time.
Yeah.
I got my snacks. So I go in the kitchen, and he say, how are you? Like, you good? I'm like, you know, just not talking. He said, well, you know, I thought you was gonna kill yourself. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, like, what?
Maybe. Yeah.
What do I do with that? Because if you're thinking it's like, maybe I should be thinking.
Yeah.
Because I'm not talking to you. Go ask why.
Right. Sit down and talk to me. Figure out what's going on. And I think our parents, they don't know how to. And so, again, when I first gave my life to Christ, I was really like, God, I got to surrender this to you, because if I do it on my own, forget my dad. I'm just being honest. Like, he's not pouring into me. I don't know how to pour back into him. I don't know how to build this relationship. And we're gonna go all the way deep. I'm gonna be honest. The most bonding I felt with my dad is when I used to smoke marijuana. We would sit on the couch, and so I'm like, "Bro, this is lit. Like, I can talk to my dad. I can relate to him. We laughing, we watching TV, and then we would have these days where we would go to the movies. That was cool. But it was like surface level. It was like, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I carry. You don't know what I'm
stepping into your world to make us a thing. Let me do this because this is what makes you comfortable.
Yeah, and you have people like me who it's hard to be vulnerable. So it's like, if I say a little thing, you don't know that I'm putting all my eggs. And then it's like I'm giving my hopes up, and it's like you say something like, oh my God. And my dad would always have this thing like, you 18, you grown, you could just do it. I'm just like, nah, I need you the most at this time. Like, I'm lost. You know what I mean? He would always just see like, you a go-getter, you go, but I also had to be reasonable and not to put too much on him, because it's like, that's what I've shown him. And so now I'm in this space where I'm just like, you can't have these unfair expectations on him. Are you giving him something to work with?
Yeah.
I remember like maybe a year ago, I was finally able to like let it out, like, I'm hurting, you're not here. And he paused for a minute like, but I thought you didn't need me. I remember him saying that. You're so strong, you carry it well. I'm just like, I'm hurting. I never forget. And I know he won't mind me sharing this. I mean, we had this big argument. He came in there like slanging covers, and it was like I seen something in his eyes. I'm just like, bro, we're both hurting. I'm cussing at him. We going in at each other. I mean, head on. And I'm just like, but I remember writing in my journal, Father, please help me with me and my dad's relationship. And it was like, it's always crazy. Every time you surrender something to God, it's like all hell have to break loose before something breaks. And I'm just like, God, I seen something in my dad, and I don't even know if this, like, who is this man? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? Like, I just remember, like, calling off work. I couldn't even attend and try to, like, finish my job because I was mentally all over the place. I remember getting in the car about to wreck. Like, going in, like, God, why are you doing this to me? He don't see me. Something that really affected me, when my dad got a girlfriend, and his girlfriend has a daughter that's my age, seeing them bond together. Not only that, I'm in high school, and my dad has my little sister Summer. I love her dearly. She's my everything. And he just come out and say, yeah, I'm having a child. Now I gotta share you. I don't know who you are. you barely know me. Now I have to share somebody else with you. And so it's all these different events that were affecting me that I was not expressing. I'm just like, you should know this as a dad. I think one of the things I want people to take from this episode is that don't have unfair expectations on your parents. A lot of our parents had us at a young age, or even if they didn't, they're trying to figure it out. I don't think people realize in this generation we're overcoming. We're having conversations that our parents have never attempted to have, and so we come out of these conversations sometimes righteously angry, like you better get it, you better understand this. Like you gotta. Some of us are called to heal our parents. That's tough. That's tough. Like, you know, some of us are called to serve. We think our parents are supposed to serve us, but we're supposed to serve them. We bring them healing in a way. You get what I'm saying? And so, day by day, I am just learning to love my dad where he is, not put this unfair relationship. You get what I'm saying? I'm admiring where we are. And even just looking at you and your dad, I can just see y'all communication is getting better. I can see, you know, even though it's not where you desire for it to be, I can see the growth, where the growth is. I see him loving on you more, caring and checking in. You get what I'm saying? And it takes time. It takes time, you know? And I want you to piggyback off of what is something that even those that don't have fathers, that are not, never been there, never was present, never seen their dads. What is something that you can help them cope with? It's a tough question. Yeah.
Because I don't know, like I don't know how to feel, but I do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, my sister, she, when we talk, she was like, well, you had your dad, you know? And she had like, you know, like an anger, bitter, like, but hurt, you know, frustration against him. And she was like, well, you've been around him all your life. And I'm like, damn, like, I don't feel like that though. But she genuinely did not have him around.
Wow.
And sometimes I'm like, dang, like, how do I give her advice? Like, how do I tell her, you know, things are going to be okay? Like, you can still be whole without, even though he wasn't, for like, what, 16, 15, whatever. So, I mean, honestly, that's one of the questions that I don't even know how to answer.
I like that honesty,
I don't, because I'm still walking it out trying to help my sister, like, know that, like, I don't know how to connect for real sometimes, because I'm like, she still holds the thing of, well, you had him.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
To an extent that you, like, he was physically there, but you don't know the mental thing, the rips I went through. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the questions I really don't know, because I'm walking it out. Trying to figure it out, honestly.
And I want to piggyback when you said you had to learn how to be a daughter with God first. That's something I definitely had to learn, like, okay, your physical daughter's not here, but I'm here, you know, so talk to me. And although I'm like, I can't hear you though, you know, or like, you're not giving me a response, right? I want to touch you, I want to feel you, you know. And then I was just, like you said, like, journaling really helped me in that. And I literally have like a testimonial in my journal where I'm like, God, can you just get my dad to acknowledge that I'm here? And then the next page is showing like, God, I'm so glad me and my dad would have made that. I'm like, oh, that's growth. You get what I'm saying? It's because something I had to learn is you can't be God in your dad's life, whether he's present, whether he's not. You have to, once you pray it, you got to expect for that seed to grow and manifest. You get what I'm saying? And so I literally watched God before my eyes work on my dad on his own. Not because of me trying to force, not because I'm trying to get back at him like, oh, you didn't do this, but because that was God's assignment from the beginning. So if I'm just supposed to be the seed and just praying, that's all that matters. Because it's, and I was saying this in the last episode, God thinks 1,000 years ahead of us. We think in a moment, it's not fair. I want this now. This should be like this. My parents should be here. And God is just like, what if I use this? What if this is a part of your testimony? What if this is a part of your destiny where I'm taking you? We don't understand. So many times we focus on what we don't have instead of allowing even the trauma and the pain to cultivate and allow it to be a straight path into our process and who we're supposed to be. If none of this, if my dad wasn't here before I was born. I mean, he got locked up when my mom was 16 and pregnant. You get what I'm saying? I can't wait to have them on the show so we can talk about this. 16 and pregnant. You're talking about a woman, not even a woman, a child. He's 19, I believe. Got locked up on robbery, did 10 years. So you're talking about a man who's like, dang, I can't be here for not only a child but my baby girl.
And then who was made mentally unavailable anyway. You know what a prison mindset do to you?
So I had to take the time out to figure out that this is a man who's coming out of jail, who's picking you up from school every day. He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like 10 years in prison.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
to survive. It's tough.
who has the mindset he wants to change, he's trying to change. But not only that, my grandfather wasn't able to emotionally be there for him. So you got to see the generational. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like, even having this conversation, I'm like, wow, God, not only has a curse been broken, but you allowing, even think about you and your situation. You get what I'm saying? Was your grandfather emotionally there for your dad? And we can go back and back and back.
Literally.
And so we can see the back, but look at the good side.
Yeah.
We're having conversations, healthy conversations. Whether we check, hey, Dad, how you doing? How's your mental? Other day, I'm like, how's your mental going, Dad? Hey, Dad, you need to take a couple days off. And him listening. We don't know, and I know this for sure. I know this in my spirit. Our dads listen to us. They care about what we have to say.
I believe that.
You get what I'm saying? That's why they sit on the phone with us, chopping it up, like, telling us all their business. Because they care about what we, it's not about a girl.
They trust us.
They do. They trust about what we say.
More than their women.
No, seriously. And so, even not just for the audience, but even for us, I want both of us to continue to just be patient with them and allow God to be God. I know you and I, we both have desires, and it gets tough because even, you know, I know you're about to be married, and I remember it wasn't long ago I was a fiance, and I'm just like, I want advice from my dad. Like, how as a woman do I pour into a man in this area? I'm just like, God, it's not fair. I want to, you know, I need it. And it's just like, God is just like, I've made room for everything. I know what I'm doing. I need you to get out my way. That's it. And be at peace. Be content of what is happening now. You know? And so...
Stop reneging.
Yeah.
Oh, I am a renegger. I'm like, okay, I trust you guys. Like, when I see a situation, I'm like, I can do it. Just don't worry about it. Obviously, you're taking a bit long. I ain't doing it no more. I'm going to move away. You say that? You got it. Yeah. Show me. Please.
And so I appreciate you sharing all of those things. For those who dads aren't present, no, I cannot relate completely, but I was a little girl up until 10 years old. My dad was not even there. You know, going from seeing birthday cards to not even hearing from him at all. And, of course, we're going to go in more in detail of that because I am going to have my parents on the show. It's going to be very interesting. I can't wait. Super excited. But I've been that girl when my dad wasn't there, you know. And God knows what he's doing, you know. And, no, God is not there to, like, touch us. But he's all that we need. I'm not saying it in a religious. There are times when I'm praying and I can feel the presence of God hovering over me. Like, hey, it's okay. I hear you. I understand you. I'm here for you. I understand your thoughts. I understand the mental warfare. Let me love on you. I think as people who walk in faith, we put God on this surface level. He could be a dad, a friend, a sister, a teacher, a helper, a mom, whatever you need in that season. And so for those who dads are present, not present, whatever it is it might be, trust God, your Father. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not saying nothing that just sound good or something that, you know, I've learned in church. I'm telling you based off experience. Like, I've been in my room boo-hooing. Like, literally trying to boo-hoo. Like, God, this does not make sense. I need this. And God literally shifting it's all about shifting your perspective. You get what I'm saying? When you hurt, it's like you gotta allow the Holy Spirit to shift what you seeing and what he's seeing. You get what I'm saying? So I don't have the perfect answer, but I'm here to let you know to keep going. Like, don't give up whether the parent is there or not. You know, they're trying to figure it out. They don't know everything. And I think even as kids, you look at your dad as super parents. You get what I'm saying? Like, you want to be like them. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so it takes time. It takes time. I love you so much. And before wrapping on this episode, I would love to just give a quick cheers to the second episode of DaiDreams.
Now we just calling back.
Right.
I was up here rewarding them with that, but don't do it.
And lastly, I'd like to give each of my guests a hug. Thank you so much for sharing. I love you dearly. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all so much. The love and support. I just appreciate all of this. Is new for me. Yeah. Bear with me. It's a journey, but I want you guys to know that each episode, I want you guys to leave feeling impacted. Leave knowing that y'all are not alone. Daddy's girl is literally for y'all to understand that whether your dad is present or not, you are okay. You're not alone. Don't be afraid. Don't feel like you don't have nobody there. You get what I'm saying? Like, build that relationship with God, whether you go to church or not. Just take that time out. Get in a room. Hey, Father, like, whatever it is. Or, hey, friend. God understands. He hears you, you know? So I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace. Okay, so what inspired you to tell, like, the audience about, like, what made you want to start this, like, series of, episodes, like at what point did you realize, like, this is serious, like, this is something, because I know it's been, like, a journey as far as, like, getting here, but, like, what was that, like, defining moment where you was like, wow, like, okay, like, I really have to do this? Yeah. Great question. Quiet on set. I just went. Okay, so every time I come out of a tough season, I yeah, it's alright. Every time I come out of a tough season, I always leave feeling like I want to impact the world. And so, like I said, I've been doing DaiDreams since 2019, like just posting like different videos. And the recent season I came out of, because I was such in and I'm still in this space where I'm just like honing in on God's voice, like hearing what He want me to do, all of this. I like motivating people. I really do. Like, I like giving people hope is because in each season, it's like I'm being broken down. Like, literally broken down to, like, I don't have nothing left. And I think a lot of people look at being broken down as, like, you're nothing. Right. You're losing yourself to become your real self. You get what I'm saying? And so I just, like, encouraging people, like, keep going, bro. I've been there. I've been in where I want suicidal thoughts. Don't more. Just want to tap as a daughter, as a human being, as a wife, as whatever. And I think even being in like full-time ministry, there's this weight that you gotta put on this certain image. You get what I'm saying? You gotta look a certain way. You gotta pray a certain way. You gotta do this. And I'm just learning to just be authentically like Tatiana. If I stutter, cool, boom. I want to let people know it's okay to stutter. If I don't know how to answer, boom, it's okay not having to answer. I am me. You get what I'm saying? And I want people to just leave being okay with being themselves. Because, bro, you're not put on this earth to be this average person. You was put on this earth to do purpose. Nothing is average about God's creation. So if He put you here, He put you here for a reason. And this is what it is. Gotta let that sink in. I'm just playing. Okay, second question.
That was good. She's about to start preaching. I thought I had one for him.
Yeah, the eye squint helped.
Yeah, it helps right when you squint. You think a little water. I guess I have a question. if this is, I hope this question makes sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan to remain like true to yourself in a world that tries to define your identity for you? How do you remain to stay true, be authentic? You know, with DaiDreams, with Diana, wife, whatever you want to do. How do you?
I hope it don't come off like churchy or religious, you know, because I know my audience is not just believers. My audience is whoever, you know. Keeping God in the center, bro.
Absolutely.
Keeping God in the center, like, this is not me. This is God, and I don't have the capability. I don't have. It's not me, you know. So, even, you know, as we're fasting, I'm learning that it's important to just sit in His presence, because when you sit in His presence, it give you like this peace.
Yeah.
And literally, bro, you don't pray out to God to just like, oh, I pray to thy God today. No, bro, God started downloading. Put it like this, do it like this color, this color. You think people are just creative or anointed and know who they are within themselves just because of, no, bro, it's that comfort, that confidence. You know what I'm saying? So when I sit in His presence, I'm getting recharged. Like, boot me up, Dad. You get what I'm saying? So keeping God in the center, because when I walk in the room, it's like there are different opportunities coming, and people can perceive me a certain way. I know who my Father is. So you can think this, but I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And when my mouth open up, you gonna know this God. Simply as that. Like, I have that confidence. I don't care where I am. I don't care who hit me up, what type of, you get what I'm saying? Like, God with me. That's just what it is.
That's it.
That's just what it is.
That's your truth.
Yeah. And I have, like, my husband, Kendrick, supporting me. You know, I got my family, who's always constantly pouring into me. I got my pastor, Minister White, always just pouring into me. That's gonna hold me accountable. So, yeah. Okay. All right.
Those like kind of.
Yeah. All right. I love y'all so much. Like, for real, like, for lifers. Do what we say?